Hey guys, I'm the Strongman Historian and today we are gonna do a Strongman event tier list. Basically, I took all the events. I think I have 82 events ready to rank. Um, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna rank them based on, I don't know, based on how I feel about the event. If it's a good event, if I'd like to see it more, if it's a some events will be more than questionable, you'll see, but let's just get into it. It's 82 events. So, arm over arm, I think that's a solid event. That's a B tier for me. Uh, yeah, like grip strength and back strength, they just scream strongman. And arm over arm is a great test of it. Yeah, B tier. Uh, Arm wrestling, uh, not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of basically like the duel events where it's a 1v1. I think it should be man against the weight. So, and also we've all seen the clip of Nathan Jones against Magnus Samuelsson. Yeah, that's not it. Atlas Stone Press. Just I don't like the event. I'm gonna put it into D tier. I think pressing natural stones is just better. Like, why would we press Atlas stones? I think there are more. uh, like, there's so many good overhead events. Why would we press an Atlas stone next? Okay. I think I should have had a F tier, but this is the max axle clean that was at the Arnold's 1 year. Absolutely ridiculous. Whoever thought that's a good idea? Okay, that might have been Terry Todd, but that was not a good idea. Okay, deadlift. That's an S tier. So that's an S tier event. That's not even close. It's one of the most primal tests of strength. Uh, on an axle, bro. Like that's the hardest thing you can do. Probably just put as much weight as you can, and just lift it up. Simple event, cool event, and just yeah, we've had some of the best deadlifters ever in strongman. So it's just great event. And talking about axle overhead, actually I'm gonna put it into A tier because I'm gonna get into it, but I think there are better overhead events than an axle, but axle is really good. Okay, backlift. Uh, it's a good event, but I think only a strongman fan, or maybe even some strongman fans, could appreciate it. I don't think someone from the general public could look at this and basically like move it, like watch someone move it 5 centimeters, and I don't know. I don't think it's the most spectator friendly event, so I'm gonna put it into C tier. Back toss. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of throwing. It's like, yeah, it's fine. It's good. It's a good event to give the guys a break. It's not very taxing, but it's still decently cool. Uh, but I think if we're talking throwing, then I think for height. I'm not a big fan of speed because like you can make a mistake, and yeah, just do it for max height and give everyone like 3 attempts so mistakes don't decide the whole competition. Okay, bar bending, as a feat, it's cool. As an event, I don't like it. We've seen many injuries, and I think it's good that it's in the past. Okay, Bavarian deadlift. It's not terrible, but is it cooler than a proper deadlift? I don't think so. So yeah, it's cool. Not the coolest. Okay, we have bench press. I don't know. Some people don't like bench press in strongman. I don't hate it. I think strongmen are in a unique situation that basically they do everything the other strength sports do. We basically do a clean and press, or even jerk. Very the technique is questionable, but we basically do what Olympic weightlifters do. We basically do what powerlifters do, or strongmen can do. We've seen it with Thor, with Graham Hicks. They can pretty much match what the best powerlifters do. So the only thing is that the risk of injury, if you're not used to benching, is higher, I would say. So I like it, but I also see why it wouldn't be the best event. I'm gonna put it into C tier, but I like it. So that's a machine, like a machine bench press, and we also have a regular bench press. Believe it or not, in the 80s and 90s, that was actually an event in some comps, or even they did it with a log. I think in 84 in Sweden. Okay, bench press, and same with bicep curl. I think in 82 there was a comp in one of the Nordic countries, I think, and Jon Paul did like 75 or 80 kilo bicep curl, which is actually pretty decent. Like, if you look at what people, I mean, I think the record for a strict curl is, I think, 114 kilos or something like that. But doing 80 and 90, that's absolutely elite. So I think it's a cool event. But again, one of the reasons why I put axle lower is because like bicep tears just scare me. So and if we did a curl event, that's just the recipe for disaster. But I don't hate it. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. What I do love is the bike press. Yeah, basically, it was in one of the AFSA comps in the late 90s, I think 99. They basically just took a bicycle, like motorbike, and they pressed it for reps. And I think that's just cool, bro. Like, what am I supposed to tell you? It's just cool. Again, it's hard to like compare. Like, who the hell would have a record on pressing a bike? Every bike is different. So that's again the argument. Do we want more? Like do we want records to be set on the same equipment, right? And have everything calibrated to like a gram, or do we want just something like, okay, that's a cool stone, let's press it? I think both are valid options, but then again, we can press bikes, so I think let's press bikes and big rocks. Barbells are cool, but come on, man, rocks. Talking about the rocks, let's talk about the block press. Actually, I'm gonna put it into B tier. I don't think it's as cool as the axle. I don't think it's as cool as the log or natural stone, but it's still cool. So B tier. Book tearing, again, that's just like, oh, I'm strong, look, I'm tearing books. Yeah, like, big deal. I just, sure, like, you have to be strong to tear a book, but like, are you gonna tear a book or pull a truck? Let's pull a truck. Why would we tear books? Okay, brick lift. Again, cool event, but like, oh yeah, it's cool. Do I want to see it in a strongman contest? Nope. I think okay. I'm gonna put Caber in C tier because I think Highland games are cool, but also Highland games. It's like, it's cool that there is some, like, as I said, strongmen can do basically, okay, maybe not as Olympic lifters, but they are very comparable to powerlifters. They are very comparable to Highland Games athletes, and they might not be as efficient in the Olympic movements, but they are still very strong in those movements. And it's cool that we are that strongmen are so, like, just overall just strong. They are the most complete strength athletes, in my opinion. So something like tossing a caber is cool. Do I want to see it in every comp or like at World's Strongest Man? Probably not, but it's still cool in lower level comps. Okay, this is another AFSA invention. It was a, yeah, I'm gonna put it into D tier. It was a cable drum. I'll put a video of it on the screen. It was like a cable drum push. Cool. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but I think one time was enough. Car walk. Now that's a cool event. A huge guy carrying a car. Come on. How is that not a? That's definitely A tier. Car flip. I'm a bit torn about this because it's a spectacle for sure. But we've seen it being dangerous many times. 98 World's Strongest Man. Mark Filippi got crushed under the car. Again, why were they doing it in sand? Okay, Mark Filippi got injured on that event, and on the same event, Rico Kiri, I think he tore his hamstring and also had to pull out. So it's cool, but I want to see guys just perform at their best and not get injured. And I think in this kind of an event, there's just too much room for error. So it's cool, but I wouldn't put it into the higher tiers. Okay, card deadlift. There's gonna be a lot of variation in the deadlifts. It's a cool event, but it just doesn't tell you much. It's like, oh, I think they went in. I think it was 88. Yes, I think it was 88 in Budapest, where they did it at Worlds, and I think they went over 500 kilos. But like, what does that really say? It's hard to. If it was something like they used, it's hard to compare one card deadlift to another. That's why I also, okay, we want to have something that's just heavy, right? That, okay, it doesn't matter the weight, like necessarily how much it weighs in the hands, but just it's heavy. But then how would you decide a world record? Does every event have to have a world record? Probably not, but I still prefer like a proper axle bar deadlift or just a deadlift bar deadlift. It's just something that you can compare between bars or like between there's not as much difference between this kind of a bar and that kind of a bar, right? But when you like introduce a lever into it, that oh, like it's a bit further away from the wheel, that just, it's cool, but a B tier. Let's not get stuck on that. This might be controversial, but I think a circus barbell press is S tier. I think it's better than the axle. Why? Because you should be able to lift more weight, because a barbell is not as awkward. Sure, it's a bit longer, so it might be more wobbly, but I think there is a lesser chance of you tearing a biceps because you can, like the grip is less of an issue because my dog is trying to hypnotize me. Wait. I think it's as cool as the axle, but I think it's least less dangerous. So just like I said with some events that are cool, I think it's just as cool, but it's safer in my opinion. So I think it's better than the axle. Conan's wheel. I have a grudge with this event because it almost took out Zydrunas in 2001, and we could have seen Zydrunas. Okay, give me a second. I have to do something about my dog. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm back. Uh, I have a okay. We could have seen Zydrunas even better if he didn't tear both his patellas on the Conan's wheel. So it's not a terrible event, but it's also like one of the coolest events. There is a injury risk and it drains guys. So okay, C tier. I don't think it's a B tier event. Crucifix hold, while not terrible, it's more like of a rest event. Yeah, just yeah, it's okay. Sir dumbbell press. I think that's an 8 tier event. I think I have a monster or like just regular dumbbell press as well. I don't see much of a difference between them, but the Sir dumbbells are cool. I think the fact that they are more compact is just cool. I didn't like the giant World's Strongest Man dumbbell they had last year, so I think that's an A tier, a solid A tier. Deadlift ladder. I think deadlift for reps is better than a ladder because like your transition speed doesn't play a part, and we are testing who is the strongest, not who is the best at the transitions. So while it's like a breath of fresh air, that it's not all just deadlift for reps. B tier. Okay, I like the Dini stones, but I think we are seeing too much of them nowadays. So I'm gonna put it in B tier. Double dumbbell. We've seen it at Worlds. We've seen it. I mean, we've seen it before in pure strength competitions. I think it was. Okay, I don't know which year it was, but I remember Odie Wilson, Kazmaier, Jamie Reeves, Hjalti Arnason doing those, and that was just double dumbbell for reps. But we've seen it also in a medley, and I think yeah, like there it doesn't hurt having them in a medley. That's a B tier in my opinion. Drag again, B tier. Okay, maybe C tier. It's not terrible, but again, it's usually, for example, I think we've seen it at 2017 Worlds in Botswana, and there was a problem with the floor not being, like being more rough on one course, so the guys in that lane just struggled on it more, and like stuff like this can happen with drag. And is it that cool? Do you think it's that cool? I think it's all right, but I wouldn't call it iconic. It's just C tier, yeah, whatever. Just change it up, put the drag in there instead of loading or whatever. It's fine. Duck walk, that's an absolute dogshit event. It looks ridiculous. I don't think it tests like strength. For example, if you wanna test something like this, just do power stairs. Sure, okay, uh the taller guys have an advantage, but that's basically the case in almost every event, that some body type is gonna have an advantage or a disadvantage. So power stairs, yes. Duck walk, absolutely no. And yeah, max dumbbell, this is just the solid event. I think it's cool. Elephant bar deadlift. I think most deadlifts are in the higher tiers, but I do prefer. I mean, I don't necessarily prefer the elephant bar, but I prefer the fact that it's raw. I think I don't like suits. Like, I don't want to get into equipped powerlifting and stuff like that, but I think you should be lifting the weight. It's hard for me because okay, where do you draw the line? wraps, sleeves. Oh yeah, a suit. Like, I get that. I mean, nobody complains about knee sleeves, but they basically do something similar to a deadlift suit. But I think deadlift suit is where we should draw a line. I think row deadlifts are just cooler. I know, uh, like, not pulling in suits would lower the performance of the guys, and I don't care. I don't care. I just want to see row deadlifts. Uh, Straps, sure, but suits, not a big fan. Farmer's Walk, I think that's an S tier event. Uh, I prefer Farmer's Walk to like Dinny Stones, but just make them heavy. If you wanna make grip like a part of it, just make them heavy. I think that's a better test of strength than Dinny Stones. Okay, Fingless Fingers. I don't hate the event. I don't love it. It's just the good event. Yeah, just a decent event. The Flintstone lift, I like the Flintstone lift because we've seen Alexei did, I think, 247 kilograms, and that's very comparable to some of the Olympic weightlifters. And that's what I was saying, that strongman basically can do everything. Uh, Again, as I'm saying, there's 82 events in this tier list, and you have to, if okay, you are probably not gonna bend the bar or tear a book nowadays, but a lot of these events are a possibility every year. So I like the events that like blend sports. Um, okay, so flag hoist. I think this is a cool event. We don't see it very often. I think Ultimate Strongman do them nowadays. I think this is the only comp that does them. But it's a cool event. That's, yeah, nothing to add. Frame carry now. That's a cool event. Especially the one at the Arnold's with the ramp. That's just great. I think just grip should be a part of the sport. Absolutely, it should be. Strong men have strong hands, and testing who has the strongest hands. Sure, there's a problem with tearing hands. We've seen it at Worlds with Hooper, but he said it himself. I just wasn't strong enough. If my hands were stronger, I wouldn't tear them. So, yeah, absolutely. Frame is an S tier event. Front squat. We've seen front squats in strongman. I believe in like Polish comps, they it's actually a torture method. Like they did axle front squats for reps with like 200 kilos or something. That just sounds miserable. I think it's a C tier event because I like the guys. I don't want to torture them with duck walk and axle front squats. That sounds absolutely disgusting. Okay, front hold. Not the biggest front hold fan, but I think it has a place in strongman. But C tier. Hanging plunge. This was an event. I think it was 97 World's Strongest Man. They had 4 groups, and then they had an American group, and they had basically, it's, as I said, strongmen should be about their grip strength, but don't put body weight into that equation. I think it's a D tier event. I think like having a strong grip and holding onto bar is cool, but leave that to calisthenics athletes. I think strongmen can do something cool. And talking about something cool, see, this is the transition I wanted. We have Hercules hold. I think there's an 8-tier event. It's very different. As I said, one Hercules hold can differ greatly to another, but I think it's a visually very good looking event. It tests grip strength, grip endurance, and I think it has a part in our sport. The hip lift. I think you've seen the, like, this creature right here. It was they did it, I think, in Australia, 2012 Giants Live or something like that, and you can load the hell out of the implement, but it looks ridiculous. It's literally a red rocket. That's a Neil pickup joke right there. Let's leave it at that. D tier. If there was an F tier, I would put it in F tier. Hammer tire deadlift, cool event. As I said, most deadlifts are in higher tiers because that's the most basic test of strength, and it looks cool. Yeah, basically that's about it. The Hurricane, I'm gonna put it on the screen. It was done at, I think, 95 Magnus Herbal Classic, and yeah, this isn't it. There's so many events to choose from. Like, as I said, again, 82 events, and I'm pretty sure I don't have every event. This right here, that's a no-go. Okay, Husafel Stone Carry, I think that's an A-tier event. I didn't include. Actually, I might have. Yeah, I think I did. I included also Shield Carry. I'm gonna basically say what I wanted to say now when I get to the Shield. But the Husafel Stone Carry, if there's an event that's, I'm a Strongman Historian. I love stuff like this. That, oh, it was carried by a farmer's daughter around the sheep pen. Like that's just cool, and it goes back hundreds of years. They're just cool, and we have the exact same stone. That's so cool. A tier, absolutely A tier. Incline lock press. Yeah, I don't hate it. I think I'm gonna put it near the bench press. I don't hate it, but just do lock press. Okay, we have the keg, like the keg dropping into the basket, and then you deadlift for, I think, 7 reps, 7 kegs and stuff like that. It's an iconic event. Is it the best sort of deadlift? No, but we've seen it for a long time, and I think it has a part. And we also have the keg squat. Again, we've seen some iconic performances in this event. Good event. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, this was okay. Kettlebell press, D tier. We have, as I said, we have Sear dumbbell. We have a Monster Bar dumbbell. Just use that. Like, why are we trying to be different with kettlebells? Just stop, please. Okay, leg press. I don't hate this event. I think squat is cooler, but leg press is fine. Again, how would you settle a dispute about the world record? Every single leg press is different. I'm gonna give it the C tier. Loading, that's an A tier event. That it's just everywhere, and you can have fun with it. You can basically load anything and everything, and yeah, it's part of the sport. Log lift, that's an S tier event, not even close. It's one of the most iconic events in the sport, and yeah. And Zydrunas pressing the Austrian oak, the 205 one, the big boy. It's one of the most iconic events. S tier, easy S tier. Log ladder, I like log 4 reps more. It's not terrible. I think I'm gonna put it near the deadlift ladder. Yeah, it's whatever. I prefer just simple rep stuff, but it's not terrible. I think this is Stone for Max, and I love this event. Nope, love this event. I hate that we didn't see Brian Shaw have a go at it at the biggest. I mean, he's done it for record breakers, but there was nobody to push him, and we haven't seen what he was capable of. I hate it. I don't think we've seen what Tom is capable of. He did the 286. I think he's good for 300 or more. And I'm absolutely stoked about Tom and Thor going at it at the at the strongest man on earth. I'm all for it. It's an 8-tier event. Maybe, you know what? It might even be an S tier event for me. I'm gonna put it in S tier. Murder Ball, D tier. If you don't know what it is, I'm not gonna. You know what? I'm not gonna put it on screen because I want I want to save you the misery of it. It's just so stupid. Again, that's how you get injured. We don't want to see guys getting injured, so no to Murder Ball. Okay, this might be a bit controversial. Okay, I think natural stones, loading natural stones is cooler than Atlas stones. Fight me. Nickel stones, I think they are less cool than Dini stones, and I think we've seen too much of them, so I'm gonna put it in C tier. Norse hammers, just proper fingers. This was dangerous. You know what? I'm gonna put it in D tier. No, just use regular fingers. That's what she said. Okay, let's move on. Let's go into power stairs. As I said, I think it's just much better than duck walk. Still, just okay. Like the Sun City stairs, that was iconic. That was so freaking cool. But we've also seen Vitautas Lalas become a victim of this event, which I hate. Yeah, it's a B tier event. Pole push, D tier. As I said, dual events, no, just no. Like, just put guys against the weight. Don't put guys against each other. Just no. Okay, another, as I said, strongmen can basically do what powerlifters do, and this event, raw deadlift, I think should be contested. Why? As I said, grip should be a factor. And for example, at Worlds, you have the groups and then you have the final. And when, like every year, there's a deadlift in the final, right? And there's also deadlift in the groups. So why wouldn't we do something that's gonna smash the guys less than doing like 350 or like a ladder with 5 bars to 380, and let's test a raw deadlift without straps, and the guys might do 400 for one or something like that. I think that's I don't think it would tax you as much as doing reps. For example, if there's a deadlift for reps and you have to do 7-8 reps to win, I think doing a raw deadlift, which obviously the numbers would be lower compared to a suited strapped deadlift. I don't know. I like the idea, and we don't see a max deadlift in the finals like every year. So I think having a raw max deadlift is a good alternative for the heats. We've seen it at the 19. You see Yoko here. We've seen it at the 99 World Strongest Man, and I think it worked. Doing it in the heats, yeah. Let me know what you think, what you guys think. I don't hate the idea. Safe lift, not the coolest overhead event, and my dog is at it again. You're gonna have to wait, buddy. Okay, so what I was saying is that we have cooler events, but it's a nice change of pace. I don't hate it. Silver dollar deadlift. It is not the coolest deadlift event. I think I'm gonna put it above the card deadlift. Yeah, just a solid, like a iconic event. Like we've seen it basically since the 80s. And yeah, cool event. Okay, shield carry. I'm gonna put it in B tier. It's not as cool in my opinion as a Husafel stone, but we've seen, for example, the elephant stone. That was cool. We've seen the Africa stone. That was also cool. Like it was really cool. But I don't think it's as cool as the Husafell stone, which has a history behind it. So decent, not the best. What is this? Oh, that's shot put. We've also seen shot put. Basically, I have no idea about shot put, but I think it's cool that we see strongmen, basically, as I said, trying strength sports that other people do, and it's just nice to compare. Are they as good as shot putters? Absolutely not. I think that's I have no idea about shot put, but I'm pretty sure technique is everything there, and the best shot putters could do like twice the distance of strongmen, but it's still a cool event to like put into maybe lower level comps. Okay, this was done in Canada. I don't remember which year, but it was basically a seated dumbbell press, but like only one dumbbell. I'm gonna put it in D tier. That's just no. Like why? No. Okay, this was the girl squad that they did at Worlds, and yeah, Kaz didn't look up, but I think it's cool. Uh, mm, I think because they did it for Max. Wait, give me a second. I think because they did it for Max, it's better than the keg one, so I liked it more. And squat for reps. Yep, you best believe it. We've seen Zidrunas, Eddie just do ridiculous things on the event, and just a great event. But I would like to see no suits. Just abolish the suits. Okay, the Steinborn squat. It's a good like exhibition lift. But I wouldn't. I mean, maybe I could be swayed into maybe higher tiers, but unless I see it in a competition and it's actually exciting, which I don't believe it would be exciting, but it might be. Like who knows? I'm gonna put it into a C tier, maybe even D tier. I think it's a cool one-off lift, but in a competition, I don't think it would work. The Steintossen, I didn't hate this event. I was actually surprised that people hated this event. I kind of liked it, but again, I wasn't crazy about it. And after I learned that people actually hated it, I think I might reconsider it. I'm gonna put it into C tier. Probably people would put it into D tier, but I don't care. And this is what I'm saying. Natural stones, A tier. Natural stone press, A tier. I don't care. Don't argue with me. That's just the cool event. Wait, where did I put? Okay, it's above the block press. Absolutely. Stones, A tier. I don't think it's okay. I'm gonna put it in S tier because it's just so iconic. But I think the stone runs. I hate bicep tears, and when there's at least the light ones, make it heavy so people don't have to rush. So it just comes down to who is the better stone lifter and not who is fastest. So if that's the case, I would put it in S tier, and it's just so iconic. Talking about iconic, this is one of the most memed photos on the internet. Dimitar with the stone, but stone to shoulder, especially the Mateusz stone or the Odd Hogan tombstone. That's just super cool. The fact that only Mateusz basically, I mean, we've seen some guys do it, but basically only Mateusz can do it. That's just so cool. I think there should be events like that. Sumo, again, iconic as hell. Like, just look at cars there. Super iconic. But again, I don't like 1v1 events. Just no. Sandbag to shoulder. I think stone to shoulder is better. I get that, for example, the OSG just use sandbags because like you can't find the same stone 10 times. So just I get why someone would like to put it into a competition, but stones are just super cool. So it's C tier, track push. I think it's B tier. I think track pull is cooler because you can pull bigger things. So track push is gonna be B, and track pull is gonna be S tier. Just super iconic. The planes they pulled in Botswana and stuff, super cool. But again, just a proper track and it's cool. Like you just don't do anything special, unless it's. I'm gonna be so mad about this. I'm pretty sure I ranted about it. Okay, maybe I didn't. So I'm gonna go off. The bus pull they did at Worlds last year, or was it 2 years ago? I don't even know. But like, make it heavy. I think 6 guys finished within 2 seconds, and that's just get out of here. Okay, I might be delusional, but I'm pretty sure I could have pulled it bus in like 2 hours. But I think I could have pulled it off. Literally pulled it off. And talking about pulling, tug of war again. No, just no. I don't like 1v1 events. Just stop it. Tire flip. Well, I would say it's a cool event, but again, I hate bicep tears, so I'm gonna put it into C tier. Viking press is Viking. Okay, is Viking press cooler than block press? Probably not. I'm gonna put it near safe press. I'm just not a big fan. Okay, I'm gonna put this onto the screen. It was what I think it was called. What water barrel loading? I think it was in some of the Polish comps. I think. Yeah, I believe. I'll find the video and I'll put the name of the comp. I think it was 2018, something like that. But I like that they tried something different, but probably not. Okay, this is basically the gravel shovel. Just no. Highland Games and Strongman. I think the toss for height is cool. It's different to back toss, but I like it. Wheel of Pain. This is a really cool event. Yeah, cool event. A tier. Wheelbarrow. I like the wheelbarrow. I'm a huge Trey Mitchell fan, so yeah, I have my issues with wheelbarrows, but I like it. I like grip strength, and it's something that is relatable. Like people know what a wheelbarrow feels like. Most people. So, and like doing 10x the weight or whatever to a normal person is just cool. Wrecking ball hold. It's just like dangling your balls. Just no. Again, wrist rolling. Like, just no. And yoke. I think yoke is A tier event. Maybe even S tier event. I don't like the. I mean, I like the Bale Toad because it was just so mental, but it injured a lot of people. It basically ended Zydrunas' career. It basically ended Radzikovski's and Lalas's career. At least I think. I'm definitely sure that Lalas's, but I think Radzikovski just basically everything ended Radzikovski's career. That man was broken at the end. But okay, I think that's all of it. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I sure did. I'm the Strongman Historian. I'm gonna put some other videos I've done, especially making the case. That's the current series I'm doing. I think those videos are pretty good, so go check them out. If you like this one and maybe even those ones, subscribe. I would be very happy if you subscribed. Like, just leave a comment which event is your favorite and which I ranked lower than you'd probably rank. So, okay, I'm not gonna hold you for any longer. I'm the Strongman Historian. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.